Hey everybody, did you know you can go to colinmullen.com in order to get art and art prints? That's why I set up the website, colinmullen.com. So hey everybody, before we get into this painting, before we get into this today's subject, I just want to ask you guys, like, what do you think of the new camera angle? It's a little bit different. I go from standing on the right side to the left side. Let me know if that's any different as far as the footage goes. If you like this, as far as like how I've set it up, I'm trying to just improve this channel in little ways if I can. Let me know what you think about this. But anyway, the painting itself, this is like the third one I've attempted this week. I'm just having like a bad week in general, and it's just not coming out of my hands the way it should be. So it happens. This one's okay. I think by switching from one side to the other, like something happened with the tape, and yeah, it's got like the line on the left side's a little bit smaller than the line on the right side for the black, and I'm kind of not happy about that, so I'll probably go back and fix that. But I just wanted to make sure that this video is out and ready to go, just to be able to talk about these things, because today we need to talk about AI art and some of the problems that I've been noticing. So recently, an artist that I was not aware of prior to his death, Kim Jong-gi, has passed away, and just having seen some videos that are like tribute videos of him working, he's just amazing. He was an incredible artist, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't know about him before he passed away. Just seeing him like not do a pre-sketch, not try and, you know, draw circles and then draw the rest of the owl. He doesn't do that. He just goes in and just starts drawing the full thing that he feels like drawing, and it's immaculate every time with ink. Like, just absolute madman for doing that, and it looks great. So because he inspired a lot of artists, because a lot of people were inspired by his work, his family, I suppose this is, asked that you send drawings of flowers, because as they say, sketches can't wilt. So you could send flower drawings to 1975 minus 2022 at kimjonggi.net in order to support the family and just show like, hey, how far did his work touch the world? And I think that's really cool. In addition, some people have decided that it was a good idea to try and train AI bots, I guess, to draw in his style. And let's just say I find that like incredibly disrespectful, because essentially you're just saying, well, yeah, he's gone now, but we can just like replicate him using this machine, so it kind of doesn't matter. I don't know how they believe that that's supposed to be supportive, because it's just like you've taken all of his art and you've trained a machine to do it instead. A question I asked the other day on Twitter was like, can this be seen as copyright infringement? I mean, obviously, like, it's very much dependent on whether or not you can actually go, okay, this artist, their work was trained to make this bot do the thing. When you type in, like, I don't know, a cat standing on a bicycle, impressionist style, it has to have a reference for both cat, bicycle, and impressionist style. And the only way it's going to get a reference for impressionist is if there is a human who has done an impressionist drawing that can show how that style works, and then the bot has enough references of the impressionistic style in order to pull that off. Which means that inherently some artist has to have had their art taken either with or without the machines or the programmers permission. You can get more explicit with it. You can actually try and type in other things. I've tried to do this myself. I've noticed that Dolly, if you type in RevScarecrow, pulls up an image that my wife took of me at a restaurant that has been posted online. If you post RevScarecrow into Stable Diffusion, it likes to come up with Magic the Gathering cards. Presumably it's been trained on them. None of the Magic the Gathering cards have like readable text, but it definitely is that style. So I think if we're going to see AI art as its own legitimate form, I think it's got to be trained off of something that is consensually given to it rather than taken without the artist's consent. If artists are okay with that, if artists are okay with their style and their expertise being replicated, then that's fine. But when you start taking what an artist can do and you're putting it into this engine without their permission, you are starting to get into some weird copyright-ish stuff. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't claim to be, but I do know a little bit about fair use just because I've been doing the YouTube thing for a while. And again, that super does not make me eligible to talk about this, but I'm going to anyway because it's an art channel and AI art is the hot button topic right now as far as art goes. Generally speaking, in order to have a defense of fair use, you need to make sure that your art is, or your work is transformative and doesn't have a negative impact on the original person's stuff, their business and their ability to work. I don't think that you could easily make that defense because, again, fair use is a legal defense. I'm not a big enough name artist that I'm used in these things all that often, but I could easily claim that, you know, Dolly used that picture without my permission. I did not give them permission to use that image of my face. As a test, I would recommend that you try and, if you're an artist, go to Dolly, go to whatever, any of these AI things, and try putting in your name, any screen names that you've used your art with, and see if it can come up with something close to what you do. So maybe like if you do anime, you put in your username, your artist name, and then you put, you know, anime something that you would draw. And see if like maybe it just straight up copies one of your pieces, because it can't come up with new things on its own. It's referencing other things, and so if it is able to do something that's exactly yours, hey, maybe you should talk to a lawyer. Again, not a lawyer myself, but there's something weird going on there, and I think it does devalue the work that artists are doing. At first I was like, okay, let's see how this turns out, but the more it gets thrown around, the more stuff happens with it, the more concerned I become for art. I don't think that artists will ever go away because, you know, these AI have to have something in order to reference and mimic, and without that, they're never going to be able to improve. So basically all AI art will look exactly the same after a while. Very mundane things, because it'll only be able to reference new art, and the only new art will be AI art or art that's done by artists. So I think we're definitely at a point where Pandora's box has been opened, and we're going to have problems with this now. And how we're going to deal with it is, who knows? I've seen the claim that you can't copyright a style. I think that is probably true. However, I think you can copyright your own work, and if it is being used to train the AI, I think you could go about it that way and go, hey, I didn't give you permission to use this in this way. Remove that from, you know, your machine's learning. And that is a much more effective way at dealing with this thing. Because, yeah, like, technically you can't copyright Impressionism. You can't copyright that itself, but you can copyright your own works. And you can copyright the things that you've made. And so if the machine only learned how to do impressionistic stuff from you, then the bot no longer can do impressionistic stuff. I think I'm probably preaching to the choir here. I think my opinions here are probably not going to be reaching the kind of people who are actually against what I'm saying here. But on the off chance that it has, I would love to hear someone who has a pro AI art stance try and come up with a reason on why you think it's okay to use the art from people who did not consent to having their art used in this way. I don't care that you feel like you can't do art. That really does not matter. You should learn how to do art. I was not born with a gift in the ability to do art naturally. I had to train 34 years in order to get good. And so, unironically, I'm telling you right now, shut up and get good. However, I would like to know why you think that's okay, because I do want to actually have a conversation about this, because I would like to be proven wrong, generally. If I'm wrong on this and someone has a reason on why I'm wrong, that would be great. That would be more discussion to be had, and I think talking about art is important. You can't copyright a style, but you can copyright specific parts of work, specific things that you've done. I'd recommend that you look into that right now, because that does seem like it's going to have to be a thing we're going to have to deal with. And boy howdy, I hate that we're at this point. It's notable to say that Stable Diffusion has made a dance diffusion thing where they have not used any music from copyrighted artists, because I think they realized that the music industry would destroy them if they even tried to do that. And maybe they're thinking that the artist community doesn't have it together well enough to be able to fight back on this. I think that is super shady behavior and something that needs to be called out and something that needs to be dealt with. I had a recent discussion with someone who said that they worked very, very hard on a project that used exclusively AI art, and that it was equal to or better than the work that I was doing with my art, which was an interesting take and wrong. Completely and utterly wrong. I'm sorry, your ability to write words and order something, it's like ordering something from, like, I don't know, Chili's. I go, hey, yeah, I'd like a burger, but I want it to have the barbecue stuff on it and then cheddar cheese. Like, I didn't make it. I just ordered it. It's like ordering a commission or ordering a burger. You didn't make it yourself. You just told it what to do, and then it did that. You did not make it. I guarantee you the amount of time and effort you spent on that is not equivalent to the time and effort that any artist has ever spent on any work, regardless of the quality. Whew. Okay, no, I'm getting heated. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video here, but let me go ahead and thank the people on patreon.com/RevScarecrow who support me in doing art. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everyone at all tiers, but an extra special thank you to everyone at the $5 tier or more. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys, starting with my mom and dad. I love you. Thank you, Wapfu. Thank you, Top Houndor. Thank you, Tom K. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Terry Maverick. Thank you, Snoutpunk. Thank you, Skelecorgi. Thank you, Retrograde. Thank you, Mortis Natus. Thank you, Micah. Thank you, Maliciousness. Thank you, May. Thank you, Kayla Hullinger. Thank you, Gala. Thank you, Dragon. Thank you, Chiptune Glitch. Thank you, Bubba Fair. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Bep. Thank you, BD648. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Acrobus. And thank you, Ats! Oh man, I needed that little scream in my life right there. Thank you. Anyway, let me know what you think, and then we can have a discussion about this. But either way, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.